Some definitions we are going to look at. We can, to write a set, we can either list all the objects or use a descriptive method. So here is a set, here I am writing all the objects in the set, or I can describe it. So what's in this set is x, and then I describe what x is. X is an integer, this says belongs to, x is an integer, and I want x to be even, so it's an even integer, and less than 11. So this set has all the integers which are even and less than 11, and that's your set. So there are some definitions associated with the set. So first we need to know what is a subset. A subset, if all objects of a set A also belongs to a set B, then A is a subset of B, and we write A is a subset of B. So everything that's in A must also be in another set B. Then A is a subset of this set B. And then we call B the superset of A, and we write B encloses A. So this direction is important. B is the superset, A is the subset, but that's inferred here as well. Two sets are equal if A is a subset of B and B is a subset of A. That means everything in the set A is also in the set B, and everything in the set B is also in set A. So A is a subset of B and B is also a subset of A. In that case, the two sets are equal. That's set equality. An empty set is a set without any objects. So it doesn't have anything in the set. So if I look at this example, I want to look at all real numbers. What's in this set are real numbers, but x square plus 1 is equal to 0. Now for a real number, if I square it, it's going to be non-negative, and then add 1, it's going to be definitely positive, and it cannot be equal to 0. So this is an empty set. This is a set, but it has no objects in it, because we only want real numbers in this set, and there are no real numbers satisfying that equation. So it's an empty set. Universal set is the boundary set. So when we are talking about sets, we must always know our frame of reference. What is our boundary? That's the big set. Everything is in the boundary set. Complementary set, it's the complementary set of a set A is written A bar. Is all objects in the universal set but not belonging to A. So all the objects that's there, we can discuss any of these objects, but the collection that doesn't belong to A. So that's the complementary set. And finally, cardinality of a set is the number of objects in a set. So cardinality is the number, and we write it with two bars like this, and that's the cardinality of a set A. So for example, if I look at this set here, the cardinality of this set is 5 because it has 5 objects, and therefore the cardinality is 5. What we are going to do next is to look at what's called set algebra. Now we know what a set is. Set is a collection of objects. So what do we do with these sets? There are 3 operations we can do with sets. Like for numbers, we discuss numbers, and for numbers you can do operations. You can add, subtract, multiply, divide, square root, what have you. So you can do operations with numbers. The other day we defined what a statement is, and what do we do with a statement? We can connect statements in 5 different operations: and, or, if, then, if and only if, or not. So use those operations to connect connect statements. Now we are going to look at sets, and there are 3 operations we can perform on sets. So this is what mathematics is all about. This is what you call algebra. Algebra is to define something. So it can be sets, it can be statements, it can be numbers, and then we define operations, binary operations on these things, and then we discuss the various properties. So with sets, if you have 2 sets, we can define 3 operations on them. First one is called the union of 2 sets. So the union we write is A union B. This looks like a U a little bit. Sometimes we call it cup and cap. Anyway, it's written A union B, and it's the collection of both sets. So you have a set A here, you have another set B here. The union is when you put them all together and you get a big set that has everything from A and everything from B, and you have your union set. So A union B is the set of X, and we describe what X is. X is all elements in A, X belongs to A, or X belongs to B. So this is a key word. Remember, that's a connective from our statements. So this can be one statement, this is the second statement. So it's X belongs to A or X belongs to B, then it's in the union. I can show you visually. If you have two sets A and B, and this is our boundary set. If you have two sets, and the union set will have everything that's in A and in B. And you will immediately notice that A will be a subset of the union set, because everything in A is in the union set, so A is a subset. So is B a subset of the union set. The next operation we can do with two sets is intersection. And the intersection of two sets is written A intersection B. It's like a cap, and it's the collection of common objects. So that's what's common to both A and B. So if I draw you a little diagram here, you have a set A and a set B. In the intersection set A intersection B, it's only what's common to both. So it's A intersection B is all the x's. What is this x? X must belong to A and this should be and here, that's my mistake. X must belong to A and X must belong to B. So if X is in A and in B, then it's in the intersection. And you will see that the intersection collection A intersection B is always has to be a subset of A, because whatever that's in the intersection must also come from the set A and be common to set B. So the intersection set is also a subset of the intersection set B. And the third and the last operation you can do with two sets is called the difference of two sets. The difference of two sets is written A difference B. It's not a subtraction, it's like a slanted line, but the idea is similar to like a subtraction. It's the difference is the collection of all elements in A but not in B. So what we have to do is we can have from A we are subtracting B. All elements that's in B are not included. So only the elements in A are considered in the difference set. So A difference B is X. X must be in A and X cannot be in B. So anything that's in the common area must also be removed, and then you have what's called the A difference B, and you will see that the difference set is always a subset of the set A, and it has nothing to do with set B. So from set A, it's like from set A we have removed B, so A difference B, we have taken away whatever that's in B, and we have only a subset of A. That's the set difference. So we have three operations that we can do with sets. So we defined three operations for sets, and what we can do next is to prove propositions with related to sets. So I want to prove this statement here, and it says that A intersection B complement is equal to A's complement union B's complement. So if you draw a little diagram, you will be able to see what it looks like. But here is the proof. So what I'm going to do is I want to show that two sets are equal. So then I have to first show that this set is a subset of that, and then that set is a subset of this. So to prove that, I'm going to take an arbitrary element sorry, my mistake here. I'm going to take an arbitrary element in A's complement union B's complement. So I'm going to take an arbitrary element from this set here, and I can write this set. This set here is all the x's. X cannot be in X belongs to this set A's union B, and then I can use my definitions for union. So that means X must be in A's complement or X must be in B's complement, because the union is the O connection. It's either in A's complement or in B's complement. And that means this X that I'm choosing, the object X, cannot be in